Come over this side. Come up there. Get a better angle.
More than 22 dive sites, 2 UNESCO-listed peaks, 1 drive-in volcano, and endless adventures above the below the water. Welcome to Santa Lucia. Santa Lucia or Saint Lucia is one of more than 7,000 individual islands found in the regions in the Americas called the Caribbean. It's also one of the region's 13 sovereign nations, an independent territory with its own government. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. If you are new for my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my travel experience video. Enjoy watching. Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Saint Lucia is an Eastern Caribbean island nation with a pair of dramatically tempered mountains. The Pitons on its west coast. Its coast is home to the volcanic beaches, reef diving sites, luxury resorts, and fishing villages. Trails is the interior rainforest lead to the waterfalls like the 15-meter high Torayli, which pour over a cliff into a garden. The capital, Castries, is the popular cruise port. The Pitons are one of the UNESCO-listed paramedical twin peaks that are iconic symbols of Saint Lucia. The view from the top of the Gross Piton is 2,618 feet, is breathtaking, and scaling this eye-popping volcanic sphere is one of the most rewarding things to do in Saint Lucia. It's more of the hike than a climb, but the journey is still strenuous, and it takes about 2 hours on the average to reach the summit. You need permissions from the forest department and a guide who will lead you safely along the trail while explaining some local history, geology, and botany. This Sulphur Spring is the geothermal field on the island of Saint Lucia. It is located to the southwest in the district of Soufriere, the name given by the French meaning sulphur mine because of the proximity of the town to the site. The Sulphur Spring volcano is a dormant volcano. It means deep sleep volcano. At the last erupted in the 1700s, over 200 years ago. It is now constantly being monitored for any irregularities and abnormal activities. Of course, Sulphur Spring is the very popular destination, and many people really enjoy coming here. One of the episodes from the television series The Bachelor was filmed in these mud baths. The Sulphur Spring emerged from a weak spot in the crust of the enormous collapsed crater, creating the upheaval of lava approximately 300,000 years ago. The most recent volcanic eruptions from the Sulphur Spring recorded as the minor explosions over in 1776. The water located at the center of the spring boils at roughly 212 Fahrenheit or 100 Celsius, creating a large plumes of steam. The water coming out on the spring is blackened by a chemical reactions between the high content of sulfur and iron. The spring water also contains large deposits of copper, iron oxide, alkaline leads, calcium oxide, and a carbon. Sulfur still blows and the crack in the caldera. There are also active boiling muds pits around the area. A couple of hundred yards downstream from the spring, the water temperature is still hot, around 110 Fahrenheit or 45 Celsius, but cold enough for the tourists to enter and give themselves a mud bath. These mud baths are believed by some to have medicinal properties, are used by some tourists and locals for the same reasons. This Diamond Falls Botanical Garden, each side of every pathway that cuts through Diamond Falls Botanical Garden and mineral baths is soapy borscht with the tropical flowers, pink, purple, red, yellow, orange, and blue, and the staggering amount of the greenery. Visiting is one of the best things to do in St. Lucia, when all you need is a little peace, quiet, and a nature therapy. The garden are part of the 2,000-hectare land grant presented by the French King Louis XVI in 1713. Eventually, you reach Diamond Falls, where the mineral-rich cascade has caused the underlying rocks to sparkling like diamonds. Did you know that the scenic of St. Lucia refuses to be a pigeonholed into any singular category? It's a magnificent melting pot of the natural beauty, lush rainforests, hiding waterfalls, mountain views, and pristine beaches, coupled with the authentic Riola culture and evidenced by a spicy cuisine, Latin accents, and a laid-back attitude. Most resorts are in the north, but you don't really know St. Lucia until you've been to Soufriere, the original French colonial capital, and visited the intriguing drive in volcano, meandered through the brilliant botanical gardens, explored the historic plantations or two, and viewed in the iconic pitons from every angle. But St. Lucia is not just on seeing, it's also about doing swimming, sailing, dancing, eating, hiking, biking, horseback riding, diving, and snorkeling. The list is all as your own interest. If you're wondering what to do in St. Lucia, just look farther and you can see the beautiful of St. Lucia. If you want really to immerse yourself in St. Lucia history by venturing out to the Fijian Island National Park, connected to the mainland by a causeway, this 44-hectare park has military ruins, beaches, and the hilltop lookout, Fort Rodney. There are so far 360-degree views to be had from the fort, and the small museum stores actually relics from the military battles when France and the Britain risked for the control of St. Lucia, which they did for the centuries. The park was used as the military base at Lookout Point. It has also played a role during the World War II when Fort Rodney became a U.S. signal station. Today, it's a landmark where travelers can picnic, swim in pristine beaches, and learn about the islet via information sign dotted all around. Did you know that historians believe Europeans first came to the island around 1500 when the European countries were searching for a new lands to claim as their own, however, faced with the hostility from the Caribs and ill health. Their first attempt to colonize the islands sent settlers to live there. They failed to do it their plan. Santa Lucia hasn't always been Santa Lucia. Way back in 200 AD, the island was called Iyonula by the Arawak Indians who lived there. Hundreds of years later, in 800 AD, another group of Amerindians called the Caribs took control of the lands and named it Hiwanura. The island's current name only came into the existence with the arrival of Europeans in the early 16th century. The European grow valuable crops like sugar and cottons in Saint Lucia and the other lands in the Americas. To provide workers for the plantations, they forcibly shipped millions of African people across the Atlantic Oceans to work and enslave the people. In the inhumane of human violence conditions, this began as the transatlantic slave trade. By the time slavery was abolished in Santa Lucia in 1834, there were more than 13,000 black slaves, around 2,500 free black people, around 2,300 white people living on this island. Over the course of the 20th century, British colonies around the world claimed their independence, meaning they were no longer under the British rule. St. Lucia was one of the last colonies to do so, becoming an independent nation in 1979. Rising from the water of the eastern Caribbean, St. Lucia forms a part of the chain of volcanic islands known as the Lesser Antilles. But don't worry, the land's blasted explosions are the things of the past. St. Lucia may only be a small island, 43 kilometers long and a maximum of 23 kilometers wide. But its landscape is incredibly varied. There are breathtaking mountains, lush rainforests, volcanic sand beaches, and a colorful coral reef. This makes Santa Lucia a popular place for the tourists to visit from all over the world, especially people who love to dive and snorkel. Today, in fact, people visit Santa Lucia for its volcanic geography and geothermal activity. Check this out: heat from the Earth's core creates natural hot pools and bubbling mud spring where people can enjoy a natural and a super relaxing bath. If you want to see some of my exciting adventurous travel journey, you can still check on my videos on my channel. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Thank you for your love and support to my channel. Feel free to leave your comments about what did you see or any feedbacks that will help my channel to improve in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my travel experience video. Stay safe and take care.